Hey everyone, thanks again for tuning into Sin's Workshop. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we're going to be talking about the Ivory Key by Akshaya Raman. I wanted to make sure I pronounced your name right. I have to say I really did like this novel. Thank you again, publisher, for giving me not just an e-book version for me to read and review, but also a physical copy. I do love physical copies, especially when the naked cover is that beautiful. So, the novel follows four siblings, Vera, Raya, Ronak, and Caleb, and they're estranged for various reasons, which I'll get into in a second. Four siblings brought back together in order to, well, in a way, save their kingdom, but they don't know that. They don't know that they're brought back together to save their kingdom. Different desires kind of bring them back to one another so that they can achieve their individual goals. Vera, she wants to save her kingdom, for sure. Raya, in a way, she in a way also wants to save her kingdom, but she wants to do it in a different way. See, in the book, 2 years prior to the events in this novel, she ran away from the palace. She ran away after an argument with her mom. She didn't agree with a lot of the decisions her mother, the Maharani, made. And so she left. And she joined the Ravens. And the Ravens are kind of akin to Robin Hood and his merry men. You know, they steal from the rich, they give to the poor. They are trying to help the community the only way they know how, the only way they think they can. So that's those two. And then you have Ronak. He wants to just run away. He wants to do the same thing Rhea did, but he doesn't want to do it. He wants to do it for himself. You know, he's sick of the royal court. You know, he's sick of all the lies and manipulations. He just wants to get out, start fresh, to just be away from the chains of royal court. And then you have Caleb. Now, Caleb is in prison. He is in prison for the assassination of the Maharani, his stepmother. He was framed. That's established very early on. So he wants to clear his name. All four of them are brought back together to find this Ivory Key so that they can save their kingdom or go on their separate paths. You know, they all want to find the key for their, like I said, for their own reason. But by the end of the novel, their goal, they are all centered on one goal: to save their kingdom. And that's what I liked about the novel, the progression of it. There's a lot of character development. There's a lot of story development that carries the momentum of the story, really. I think it was really well done. Let me just say that. Because the characters are like puzzle pieces, you know, and that says a lot considering the story has them going on this adventure to find the ruins of an ancient kingdom and to solve magical, life-threatening puzzles to get to this one treasure so that they can find the other hidden magic queries, you know, I can't say the word, I don't know why, so that they can reinforce the borders of the kingdom so that they can support their kingdom and take care of their kingdom. You know, their kingdom is under threat of invasion. And it has already been invaded, those weaker parts of the border where the magic is dwindling. So they're going on this epic quest. And if they had done it, each one, if they had decided to go on this quest by themselves without telling their siblings, they wouldn't have been able to succeed because They are puzzle pieces themselves. Individually, it's just a piece. No significance. But together they form a picture. Which is great because, again, I love how the story, just one element just reflects another element, just reflects another element. Each of them is only seeing one piece of the puzzle. They're not seeing the big picture. They all think they know things. It's just like, you don't have all the information. You don't know the big picture. Vera is not really seeing how the people are suffering. Ronak and Rhea aren't really seeing, what Vera has to deal with on a day-to-day. They think, oh, you're Maharani for the problem. Like, no, she doesn't. She's a young Maharani with a council of elders who don't really believe in her, who put her in a tough situation of, hey, we have all this proof that your half-brother is a traitor. What are you going to do about it? She did the only thing she thought she could do. Instead of executing him, she put him in prison until she could really investigate it. Caleb's not really seeing that. Ronak's not really seeing the sacrifices. She's not really seeing things from their perspective. They're not seeing everything. They're just isolated little pieces of a puzzle. And until they're together, they're not seeing the whole picture. Because when they're together, yes, they butt heads a lot. Again, they're estranged. But through that, they're learning to trust one another again. And they all have different strengths. Some of them are good with cipher. Some of them are good with math. Some of them are good with picture puzzles. Again, they have to deal with a lot of other puzzles. And if one of them had to do it by themselves to go on this grand quest, they would have failed. But you can see as the story is unveiling itself, they would have failed if they hadn't gone together. Together, they succeeded. Together, they are stronger. Rhea says this in the book. She got to pick, she has her blood family, but she also got to pick her family, the Ravens. And you do get to pick your family. I like that. I like being able to pick your family in novels. Because, sometimes blood families, they're not always great. I love mine, so I'm fine with mine. But there are a lot of people I know, blood relatives, it's kind of really toxic. So they choose their chosen family, their main family, over their blood. But in this case, they're not toxic. A lot of things have happened that have put them at odds with one another. And it's unfortunate because you really are seeing their love. You're seeing the tough spots each of these characters are put into through their development, through their eagerness to reform the bonds that kind of broke them apart. You're seeing a really strong family come together to save their kingdom, to save what they love, to save their people. And I like that. I did enjoy it. And I love those puzzles. I think Ramon did an incredible job with the puzzles in this novel. They were really intricate. I was trying to solve them myself, and I love that, when I'm able to personally engage in a story. I love puzzles. That's why I love the, which book? Right here, you can't see it, it's out of frame. I have the Del Toro's Quest series. Love that series because it's, engaging. I love novels that kind of make the reader participate in the storytelling. So when it comes to puzzles, I'm a huge fan of trying to solve them myself. And it's just in the littlest details. And that's another thing Ramon does really well with the storytelling. Her execution of the details. Because there's this one line. It's one line. And you're just like, oh no. Is this what I think it is? And then there's a plot twist at the end and you're like, no. It's one line. It's one subtle line that you have to read really carefully, 3/4 of the way in the book, and you're just like, I knew it. But it's one line. Until that one line, nothing was given away. And even that one line is really subtle, because I feel like I missed it the first time around when I read it. And then when I reread it, I was just like, wait a second. Hold a moment. And then I got to it and I was like, no! So it was, her writing style is very good. Very good. She's really good at misdirection, at subtlety, attention, at character development, plot development. It's unpredictable and it is engaging. So, I'm going to give the Ivory Key 4 out of 5 stars. I'm trying to be really picky with my 5s because by the end of the year I give all my 5-star books. They're all part of my best reads, and I had like 15. So yeah, I had 15 on the list out of 100 books. I mean, I know that doesn't seem like it's that picky, but I feel like I need to be pickier. But yeah, 4 out of 5 stars for the Ivory Key. Very engaging, like I said, loved it. I can't wait for the sequel. I'm gonna have to wait a very long time. We should just hate that when you just like, and then you have to wait a whole other year, maybe, at least, for another book. I hate that. But it's worth it. If you want to go ahead and purchase the book, please purchase the book from your local bookseller or online book retailer. If you think there's not a bookstore in your neighborhood, look on bookshop.org for an independently owned bookstore nearest to you. Or, just purchase off of Barnes & Noble or booksamillion.com. They do ship across the country. And if money is really, really tight, check it out from your local library. I know people are always like, well, Amazon's cheaper. Like, yeah, but, they do end up undercutting the authors because they sell their books at a discount, right? Most of that profit is going to go to the publisher, right? Which means the author ends up getting less money for their book. Whereas if you go to Barnes & Noble, if you're paying for the book at full list price, that means the publisher and author gets a little bit more money because they're not getting cut out of this agreement between Amazon and the publisher. It's a shoddy deal, but it is what it is. Just support your authors by purchasing the book from a local bookstore or online book retailer. That's all I ask. Besides, they need more love than Amazon. And again, if money's tight, your local library. On that note, I hope you all continue to support me here by liking this video, subscribing to my channel, and sharing it with all your book-loving friends. Please. You can also become a supporter on buymeacoffee.com or by purchasing one of my handmade candles. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.